Hi, I'm Maja.
And I'm Lara.
And we are on an epic TET adventure across Europe from the UK to Greece.
We're riding these two Honda CRF 300 Rallys. This is our video diary.
Welcome to week 2 of our video diary of the epic 8-week TET adventure across Europe. Where do we start?
Well,
Firstly, here.
yeah, here. Let's be honest, we were riding past and I was like, I think we could go and get our tootsies in there and probably follow with the rest of us.
Oh, definitely, because now you're a cold water dipper.
I am a cold water dipper because out of the events we've done so far, you took me up Col de Sommelier.
Yes, and it was beautiful. 3,009 meters above the sea level with a cute little glacial lake at the top, which of course we had to go and swim in it.
Yes.
And we deserved it. The ride there was hot.
And we did deserve it because to get there, we had one kind of awkward river crossing. It was just like by the side of a bridge, but it was full of little bouldery babies' heads. And it was quite, to be honest, quite tricky to navigate. With more speed and confidence as we grow in our skills, probably would have nailed it first go, but it was quite natchery. And we helped each other through it.
We did. It was quite technical and quite tough for the skill level we're at. But we're getting better every day.
And by the end of that, in fact, there was a phenomenal climb as well on the way out. So by the river, when the riverbed was done, there was this genuinely challenging climb and this massive berm that both of us just did unsighted, which I'm so proud of, because it was a hairpin tight berm, like motocross round the outside. And if any of us either of us had gone like, no, it would have been a proper, really big upside down tip. So we nailed that and then navigated all the way up through these lumps and bumps to these tight trees where you just have to hold on. And that was really good. So as a reward, you booked us into chateau number 2.
Oh, we had to have chateau. We were still in France. We rocked up. First Lara negotiated in her excellent French with a young, what's it they called?
Gendarme.
To let us cross the road because the whole town was cut off with some cycling race.
Yeah.
I mean, I know it's a big deal, but it was an international.
It's a big deal to France.
Yeah, it was a big French national cycle race. We weren't allowed to cross until we found this guy. He let us walk.
And Maya was getting pretty grumpy because she could feel and smell the chateau.
Oh my God, there was the spa, the swimming
there was everything.
There was literally...
And you were just, I could see your temperature rising in your helmet. I was like, she's going to explode.
They were not going to make me wait till 6 o'clock. It was about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I was like, there's no way I'm sitting here for 4 hours.
So the race to finish.
Anyway, we got there. We parked right outside the reception in the courtyard. Nobody else was there. Allowed it. There was a massive car park and we just ignored it.
We were a bit cheeky, but we just parked the bikes up neat and they just stayed in the centre of this beautiful chateau's courtyard for the duration of our little rest day. And it's a great place to do some basic bike maintenance, so I'd recommend it. But thank you very much, France, for being so hospitable with motorbike parking.
Yes. And actually, I thought that was really cute because there were a couple of exchanges with people that were walking past as we were buying the bikes. My favourite was these 2 old ladies who just spoke French at me, but it didn't matter because they were just so excited to see 2 girls on 2 bikes doing whatever they think we were doing.
Yeah.
It was a really nice exchange, which is, warms your heart.
So the chateau was an amazing break, but it gave us some energy and momentum to climb up a couple more cols. So we went up Col de Galibier, which was quite busy at the top, but so many amazing cyclists that had gone up there. I
mean, it's a paved pass. It's not off-road, so it's very, very popular. Obviously popular with the Tour of France anyway. Those cyclists are absolute machines. I mean, respect to them. We met loads of bikers at the top, lots of weird and wonderful cars that some made it, some nearly didn't make it. It was a great reset because the last 2 days before that in France were quite technical and we were getting tired. Col de Galibier, and then we came to Italy, which made me much happier because I can understand a lot more than I understand French. So I can stop relying on you having to explain everything and translate everything for me.
And it was great to see Maja kind of blossom in a way, moving to Italy and being in the mountains. There was a genuine like a sunshine of emotion that came out of you, and you just were so bright and like rejuvenated. I was like, who is this person? Who is this?
I love the mountains. As soon as I get over about 1,500 meters above sea level.
Okay, so that's your altitude.
I think that's my altitude level.
Optimum
I just become somebody much happier, very carefree, and I just love it. Absolutely love it.
And then that led to the final col, which was like Col de Jaffro.
Jaffro, yes, that was yesterday. Yeah. No, the day before yesterday.
Who knows?
They're all mixing it. It was the last day of the week 2.
Yeah,
and that was amazing, wasn't it?
Oh my god! It was like the first time I'd genuinely felt at one with the bike. But like with really focusing on leaning forward, being weightless on the bars, and letting all the jumping happen underneath you, and the climb and speed. So I was in like 3rd, 4th gear almost, like really just chuntering up this hill, up this mountain.
Lovely.
And then there was a fort and some donkeys, but very kind of hungry but friendly donkeys.
They were very excitable.
A little bit
donkeys.
Too friendly.
Yeah, we had to run from them eventually.
Yeah, that was wicked. But then then we came down a ski slope.
Well, actually, the best bit, in Italy, these trails are closed on random days, on Wednesdays, or every first Sunday of the month, or a random Thursday. So you have to look up your rules. And we did stop at the sign, and I could not see Sunday written on there. As we started the climb, there was a bunch of Italian ramblers who started shouting at us, forbidden, forbidden. So all that going on. Anyway, we turned around. I got chatting to a guy on a bike that was also looking to go up, and he said, you can go to the top around the other side. So we had to go the long way around, if you like, which I was very pleased about, because we actually then, as we were at the top, we carried down the track that was forbidden.
Yeah. And it was a lot quieter. The walkers had kind of gone.
Yeah.
It was basically a private descent down this ski slope. It was amazing. Like, pretty steep. Like, you had to just feel the Dunlop's grip through, but it was a great descent.
I must say, I was very relieved that we were doing it downhill and not uphill. It wasn't very sketchy. It wasn't very scary, but it was just relentless, and it was going on and on and on and on. And I think that would be the bit that would get me eventually. I just go, I just want a break. Yeah. When going downhill, the gravity helps you. It's a lot easier. Oh, what we forgot, called the sommelier.
Yeah.
Not just he was epic and we swam in a glacial lake.
Yeah.
And it was super high. I mean, a major event, quad bike on fire.
Yeah. It was it was a proper inferno. So about 2/3 up, there was a kid that came running up to us like, stop, stop, stop in Italian. What's that in Italian?
Stop.
Okay. And we looked around the corner, and Maja smelt smoke about 2 corners up, or smelt something. And we looked around the corner, and then there's just quad bike literally parked in the middle of the path. Parked. Someone had clearly abandoned it. And it was progressively getting more and more...
inferno, really.
More of an inferno.
The smoke was getting blacker, the flames were getting stronger, and it was literally melting in front of our eyes.
Dripping, actually dripping itself apart through all the fuel, through the oil, and it was interesting to watch. Sad to see a motorised transport go up like that, but no one was hurt, It was
nobody got hurt, and eventually there were 2 guys on enduro bikes that went... It was a very steep slope on the next to it. They went down and up it.
Yeah.
We weren't doing that, but once the fire sort of settled down a bit, we were the first to cross or go past. It was a little bit scary, I have to say.
Yeah, we ended up having to ride. Otherwise, we would have been there for a lot longer. So we had to kind of snuggle past it.
Yes. And then another thing, that was I think, probably the favourite day because of so many events and so many good things that happened. We saved to an Italian guy who, we didn't know that. He was just broken down on the side of the road, pushing his bike with his mate on his own bike, sort of puttling along. Do you need a tow rope? Oh, yeah, good idea. So Lara towed this guy down to the valley, stopped at the petrol station, and he went to fuel up. So it wasn't broken down. He was just bad planning.
We could have just siphoned some off. It was, next time we ask, why are you broken down?
Yeah, there's a lesson there. Anyway, we ended up having a beer and a pizza together. Yeah. So it was a really nice evening. Lovely Italian guys. They were doing the TET. And it turned out we were at the campsite very late. We kind of have a routine now. When we leave, when we come back to the camp or the accommodation, that was 8 o'clock. I think we ate at 9, but it didn't matter because of all the adventures that we had in one single day.
Exactly. And that's, I guess, in terms of our relationship, we're kind of settling into each other a little bit more.
Yeah, I think it's really funny because we definitely have our own bedside, as in I will put my tent on the left-hand side and you will put your tent on the right-hand side.
Yes,
or is it the other way around? But it's always the same. And we tend to park like that as well, our bikes. So it's a bit like, this is my side, this is your side, okay?
Yeah, it's good.
Where I think week 1, you know, there was so much mental power used up on how do we get along? How are we managing things? What is our routine? We have now settled into this routine where, you know, we leave at that time. We don't have breakfast. We come back at a certain time. This is when we do when we're in hotels. We don't see each other very much. Because we just need chill out and need some me space as well. We don't talk to each other in the morning. We just wave because each of us, we're all making our own coffee. We're getting used to each other's riding, not so much a style as in, I know if I go ahead and you are not behind me, you know, Lara's safe. There are things, maybe you stop for a photo, maybe you're putting music on, maybe whatever. That's a regular occurrence.
With my bags.
And I'll also, you know, we have comms, we have Senna, so we'll say, I'll catch up, don't wait for me. So we're not right on each other's tail. And that was obviously very important on the 2 cols that were so bloody dusty.
Yeah.
It was impossible to see if you followed anybody too close anyway.
True.
So that's been good.
And the final bit of practice, we've really, like, our bike skills are really kind of coming on. We've been really focusing on pushing our hips forward over the tank and starting to trust the front wheel and kind of ignore the back. I kind of pretend I'm riding a unicycle. Like, it's just bars and a suspension and front wheel. And that's really helping get up some climbs. And we've been practicing that a fair bit.
Yeah. Well, I just pretend I'm on a unicorn and hope for the best.
On a unicorn.
Now, the first week I struggled with a couple of hill climbs because of my packaging. I had a really heavy bag right on top of the camp bag, which was making my front end really light. I then had this great idea of rearranging it so the heavy bag is lower down. My tent is on its own, strapped to the top, so it's the first thing that comes off, the last thing that goes on. And some of the climbs we did yesterday, it's so much easier.
You're like a different rider.
It's just, all of a sudden I get the bike, I get the tyres. We seem to have gelled. The package, sort of the rearranging really made a big difference. So I'm so happy.
Brilliant.
Really happy.
Well, our trusty little mountain goats are doing very well.
Yes,
and it's just having an absolutely glorious time.
And pretty much a few more weeks to go. How exciting.
Thank you very much for watching.
See you in the next one.